Hey everyone, welcome to Joy of Knitting with Gigi, and today we are doing a new January 2026 Ravelry Roundup. So first of all, let me just show you what I'm wearing. This is the Night and Day Cowl by Andrea Mowry that I just finished. I am going to do it, I'm going to feature it as a finished object in my next traditional format podcast. But I thought I could show you that. And I have styled it with a Woolen Affairs t-shirt from, this was 2024. Yes, this was their 2024. I went to New York City with my daughter after Thanksgiving in 2024, and we went to the general store and were able to pick this t-shirt up. It was extra leftover from Rhinebeck. Have not been to Rhinebeck yet, but soon. I'm hoping this year. Anyway, so I have that, and then my earrings here. Let me show you these. Oh, I have to get it close. There you go. These I got at Lambtown last year in September, and it's a girl with a hook, and that is I think she crochets over the top of them. I don't know. I just love them. They're cute, and they absolutely match this. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, I'm going to try and do a screen share. Hold on. Ooh, I got this from Better Buzz. This is their tumblers, and I decorated it with stickers, Herkle-Durkle, and Knitting Kind of Day. If you don't know what Herkle-Durkle is, it is a Scottish phrase or Scottish word for laying around in bed and just kind of snuggling under the covers, not doing much of anything. Herkle-Durkling. So it's something we use in family all the time. Once I heard that word, I'm just like, oh my heck, I'm using that. That's the best ever is Herkle-Durkle. Okay. Let me see if I can get this to screen share. Nope, we're not doing that. Okay, so here we are. Let me move myself down to the corner. Okay, we're going to start off with some socks. So this is called Smock O'Clock Socks. And let's click on this by Stephen West. And this was just dropped in January. So all of these were dropped in January. You can see that the pattern is available for €7, which is about, let's see, the exchange rate today, $8.65. I love all of the texture on this. Let's do a close-up of, come on, there we go. Isn't that cute? Look at that. I love these socks. Probably will be intricate because, you know, everything Stephen West does is intricate. So there you go. We've got Smock O'Clock socks. Obviously, we're going to use a sock yarn, a fingering weight yarn. The next one, we have Offset Line Socks by British Schoenfeld. I just think these are so cute. These graphic lines. Let's go to full screen on these. Look at the graphic lines on these. Can you imagine all the different colors you could do with this? This is obviously Colorwork, and I believe they're top down. I have not mastered Colorwork. I tried them with the Snowy Day Valentine socks, and I got about that far. And they were cute, but they did not stretch because my tension was tight. And I went up a needle size hoping that that would help. It did not. It did not, folks. So anybody has any suggestions on how to make, oh gosh, and don't tell me that, oh, you just need to loosen your tension a bit. I don't know how to do that. It's rough. So for right now, I'm sticking with single color socks, texture. I'll do that. I can add different color cuffs and heels and toes. That's not a problem. But the Colorwork, stranded Colorwork, not my thing. But what? Oh, it's so cute. Those are so cute. Okay. There we go. Offset Line Socks by British Schoenfeld. The next, we're going to Cowls, Shawls. No, we're going to hats. Okay. let me show you this. This is the herring hat by Burr Knit, and it uses a DK weight yarn. And as you can see, we have needle size 3.0 millimeter and a 3.75 millimeter. So I just thought this was the cutest thing because look at the tails or the top of the hat. Is that not adorable? I think so. I could just see a little kid wearing this. It would just be such a cute hat. Maybe my grandsons will like that. Okay, let's look at some of the other. Yep. And here's a close-up of, let me put this on full screen. There you go. There are the tails. Yeah, very, very cute. So this is the herring hat by Burr Knits. The next hat is a cabled hat. So let's go back that. The Aune Beanie, Aune by Emma Suominen. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm sticking to it. She uses a fingering weight yarn along with a mohair. So you get a nice fluff, 3 millimeter needle to 3.5 mil and a 3.5 millimeter needle. So US size 2.5 needle and a US 4. There we go. Sizes small, medium, and large. And we only have, look at that. Is that not really, really cute? It looks so fluffy. And I've seen a matching scarf. So that would be really cute. There we go. That's the Aune Beanie by Emma Suominen. Okay, now we're going to go to cowls and shawls. Let's see what we have here. Oh, fudge. Gosh darn. You know, it's just not my day today. I'm telling you. I have been deep in content writing, copywriting for my t-shirt website that I'm going to be putting up in the next 4 weeks or so. Doing graphic t-shirts. That's what I'm working into. All for the knitting community, the fiber community. Crocheters too. Please, we do not leave you guys out. I do know how to crochet. Okay. It's called the Pierogi Mitts by Zuzana Pabin. And I chose these because have you guys been watching the Olympics? And here we are with the pierogi as Poland's mascot. And it is the cutest mascot I've ever seen. So let's go full screen on this because this is such a creative design. Okay, here you have your pierogi, right? And let's look right here. That's for your thumb. Oh, that is amazing, right? I got to be honest with you though, guys, because my husband's from Argentina. It kind of looks like an empanada to me. But, you know, it's okay. I know what pierogies look like. I know it is a pierogi, but I just thought what a creative, cute, fingerless mitt doing a little pierogi. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness gracious. Are those not, hold on. Let's do a, look at those. Where did she get those little stitch markers? Those are so cute. Okay, well, those are the pierogi mitts by Zuzana Pabin. Those are so cute. Now, this one I did for Emma Bean because Emma Bean is obsessed with capybaras. And this is Moo Moo Knits. This is very, very small. Very small. It is knit in the round and it's designed to be small and efficient. And it's a free capybara toy knitting pattern. So you're not going to use much yarn. It's sport weight. The gauge on this is 28 stitches and they are using a 3 millimeter needle or a US size 2.5. I think you could probably do a 3.5 millimeter US size 3 and it'll be fine. So I just want you guys to look at this. Full screen. Full screen. Here we go. Okay. Look at that. Is that not just adorable? Everything's embroidered, which I love because it's good for the littles, you know, no worries, no choking parts or pieces to it. But look how tiny that thing is. It's teeny tiny. Okay, that's the capybara. I had to put that in there because Emma Bean loves capybaras, and I just think this is really cute. All right, let's go on to scarves. Here we go. The Noel scarf by Vera Valimaki. And she holds a fingering and a lace together. Let's go full screen on this. I just think this lace pattern with the cables, and it's not even cables, it's a wavy, well, kind of, because you've got, okay, I'm gonna circle this. See, you've got this going this way, wrapped, but this part here seems to be even like pulled out, kind of 3D, whereas the rest of the cable is flat. I don't know how she does this, but I just think it's so pretty. And she's using a speckle yarn with this. And I think a speckle yarn would be so pretty. Oh my gosh. How about, I'm thinking, okay, the wheels are turning. Emma's yarns, terracotta with that mohair that I showed a couple of episodes ago. I will see on the end if I can link that video, put it on there so you can see that yarn. That would be really cute. Really, really cute. Okay, that is the Noel scarf by Vera Valimaki. Next scarf is the Claire scarf. I like this one because it is this is by Lisa Hands, Claire scarf by Lisa Hands. And again, fingering weight yarn held with the mohair. This is perfect for somebody who is a beginner to lace knitting person. Very easy, simple design. Construction looks very similar to the Sophie scarf in that you start off small. You've got the I-cord edges on both sides, a little bit of gartering, and then in the center you have your lace design. I think it's a pointelle type. Very, very cute. Really like this. Let's see. It's a pointelle lace inspired flower motif. Okay. So then we have the Claire scarf by Lisa Hands. Now this is the dust woven shawl. This is by Wool and Word, and it's published in the Wool and Word website. So I think this was one that was created with Bad Sheep yarn for her 2025 winter solstice advent. So this is a great scrappy yarn shawl. This would be great for fades. I mean, this is so pretty. And there she is, the Bad Sheep yarn, lovely lady. I have a picture with her from Flock last year. I like this one, but you know what? I think this green one is spectacular. I love it. There's more moodiness in that one. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is definitely a fade on that one. And look, they gave you inspiration for 4 different yarns that you can use. Okay, here's the one this one I love. You go from a tonal to a variegated to a speckled. Yeah, this is great. Okay, let's see what else they have. Other suggestions. Gorgeous. Oh, love that. Okay, and obviously that was the cover of her advent for 2025. So this is the Dust Woven Shawl by Wool and Word. Okay. 2 more shawls. We have the Tasha shawl by Caro in the City. This one is a way to do something peaceful, calm, meditative, in the moment knitting. It almost goes back to the type of Jane Austen-y feel to me. That's what this is. She did use Blue Sky Fibers Woolstock worsted. Obviously, you could use a different weight if you wanted, but her gauge on this is 20 stitches over 24 rows using a 5mm US size 8 needle. Okay, so let's get into the pictures on this one. Oh, look at that. That is just so romantic. The colors on that. I mean, obviously, you could go bold if you wanted to. You could do whatever you wanted. To me, this just spoke of, English countryside, Jane Austen, romance. That's what this gives me the vibes of. Love this shawl. Love this shawl. This is called the Tasha shawl, and it is by Caro in the City. Now, this last one is the Creativity shawl by Tori Yu. Now, interestingly, I'm actually knitting the Creativity cowl for the 2026 Beavalong with Magpie Fibers, which I'm having a really fun time with. So this, I have to say, and I can tell you from experience, this is a fun knit. The stripes are fun. This would be also perfect for color changing yarn. You have like one tonal and then one color changing. And I love that. This is $8 and it's an elongated shawl designed to celebrate and embrace creativity. You can use any weight you want. So this first one is a DK weight. I'll show you that. So this first shawl, she used a DK weight. And then the second one here is using a fingering. So you can do whatever you want. I'm doing my cowl in fingering weight held double. So obviously DK weight, but look at that. The way she styles these. These are so cute. Close up. And I have to tell you, when you're on the wrong side of the fabric, once you've done your 2 rows of stripes, you end up on the wrong side. So you start on the wrong side, you go back on the right side, and then you go back to your main color and you knit on the wrong side, which gives you that cute pearl bump on that top of that or bottom of that stripe. And it is cute. It's so cute. I'm actually thinking about doing these stripes on a sweater, like getting a basic sweater and then doing these stripes on it, because they're so fun to look at. I just love them. Okay, Creativity Shawl by Tori Yu. Now we're going to get into vests. I have 2 vests that we're going to look at. This first one is called Shruff's End, and it is by Thea Coleman. So she is using a worsted weight yarn for this, and she's using 3.75 millimeter US size 5 and 4.5 millimeter US size 7 needles. Obviously, it's based on, whatever gets you gauge. So this is available for $8 right now. Here's what she says. I have to read this to you. The Shruff's End cocktail combines Scotch and apple brandy using Benedictine to tie the flavors together in a way that brings out a delicious smoked apple essence. Kind of like how the heather in these John Arbonne shades brings the colors together and brings gorgeous depth to this cabled vest. So this vision that she had for this vest is kind of a bookish vibe. I wanted something classic, but something different. And so she found cables that kind of look like honeycomb, but not quite. The lines are a little bit more detailed. Let's go to full screen so you can see this. Look at that. I just think this is such a classic, but interesting design. It's not often that you see something wholly different from what you're used to. This is definitely one of those things. And she used John Arbonne yarn, which is from England, and they have gorgeous colors and heathering in their yarns. I love them. Yeah, this is like the perfect vest. So that is the Shruff's End vest, obviously, by Thea Coleman. Now, the second vest is Reading Room Slipover, and it is by Amy Scher. Now, the thing about Amy you have to know is that Amy designs with options in mind, and I love that about her. So this vest, she's allowing you to choose between a V-neck or a cowl. You can do straight ribbed, or you could do a split high-low hem, whatever you want. And look at the stitching on this. Isn't that beautiful? And I kind of like the heathering in this yarn too. The heathering is really pretty. So let's look. Here's one with the high-low split hem. Really pretty. And she gives you a schematic. Never, never say no to a schematic. I love that. Oh, okay. Now, these are some of her test knitters, some of the photos from test knitting. I love how this gal cropped hers, made hers shorter. So did this one. Yep. Here's another one. Very, very cute. I love all the options. Now, this gal went a little bit longer with hers and wore it with a longer shirt. Very pretty. This gal did a crew neck. And then we go back to the V-neck. And I think there's one more crew neck. Yep. Here we go. Here's another crew neck. Worn solely by itself. And it's still adorable, right? Size inclusive, which I love. And you will too. So if you're interested in any of these, I have created a bundle in Ravelry. I will link that bundle down in the description below. And you are free to peruse at your heart's delight. Okay, now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sweaters, 2 cardigans. So let's get through these for you. Ball Light by Caroline Skovard Benson. Yeah, that's way better. Way, way easier than anything else. Okay, so she uses a fingering plus a lace held together for this sweater pullover. This, my friends, is like a Baba sweater. My only issue, and I'm just saying this as I look at this and print this out, or, you know, am viewing this, it looks like the front here is pulling up a little bit, which tells me that I think I'd want to do some short rows on the back. See, now here it's not doing it as much, but this is a very oversized sweater. And if you look down here at the bottom, I love this detail that comes down the sleeves that then blends into the ribbing. That's really, really nice. Yeah, see, it is popping up just a little bit here. So I'm kind of thinking short row shaping. I don't know if there is any in the pattern. Let's take a look and see if they say anything about it in the descriptions. So this is a lighter version of its predecessor, the Bawi, B-A-W-I sweater. Top down, classic light, classic look. Choose your usual size or size up for the ultimate haggy sweater. So there's methods, there's different ways to do the neckline, she says. Front and back are worked flat separately to create the armholes, and finally the work is joined to be continued in the round, obviously under the armpits. Yeah, she's not saying whether or not they're short row shaping. If there is not, I would highly suggest some short row shaping on that one. Okay. Next, we are going to the Roizen sweater. This sweater by Valentina Bogdanova is a sport weight yarn with a lace held together. 21 stitches, 29 rows. And let's see, it's available for €8, which is about $9.88. This really, it's a top down seamless with a sculpted cable yoke. And this has very Celtic motifs on it. I'm going to enlarge this so you can see. Is that not just beautiful? I'm putting this in my queue. So I have another, I don't, you know, I create bundles for the various things that I do, mainly Ravelry Roundups. But I have one just says the patterns I like, which is just mine personally that I want to knit. And you know, maybe it's the color too. That's doing it for me. But this is what she used. She used this very deep Merlot wine color with kind of a red. I think this is just really beautiful. I love this. Roizen sweater by Valentina Bogdanova. Or Bogdanova. Okay, this next one, the inch. INSH, Inch sweater by Rebecca Clow. This sweater she knit in a DK, and she has two versions. She has the Femme version, Femme, which is graded to a woman's sizing standard. And then she has the Mask, MASC, or short for masculine version, and that is done to men's sizing standard. But what I like about this also is you can do it in stockinette version with a different crew neck or a Henley neck. And you can also do it in a half fisherman's rib version. So I'm just going to put this picture up. I think this is her and her husband. Look at this. Is that not cute? So this is the traditional stockinette stitch one. Here's the half fisherman's rib with the Henley. She also does the half fisherman's rib right here with a crew neck. Yeah, these are great. Oh, and look what she did here. So she didn't even put the collar on, right, up here, but she did the opening for the Henley and then added stripes. How cute is that? So a lot of variations. You get a lot for your money with this pattern because it can be multiple different types of sweaters. That is the Inch by Rebecca Cloud. Okay, Modern Twist by Heidi Kermeyer. And this is a top-down modified drop shoulder with the option of either a crew neck or a turtleneck. And the way she did the cables here gives it a modern and a little bit of a casual look, which I really like. I think this modern twist on the cable is just beautiful. Very easy, open, flowing cables. You can add turtleneck if you want to. Yeah, I love this one. Modern Twist by Heidi Kermeyer. Okay, let's see. Then we have Alicia Plummer, one of my favorite designers, and this is called the 90s. This is one of those lovely top-down sweaters. It's a bulky weight yarn, and she says, what's better than the 90s? Going back to the 90s here. And very minimal finishing with the rolled edge sleeves, the rolled edge hem. You have a little bit of a turtleneck or mock turtleneck with the rolled top. Isn't she adorable too? Seriously. And I love the double stitching on the raglan. To me, that just adds an extra element of fine detailing that I really appreciate. Okay, that is the 90s sweater by Alicia Plummer. This one, Pink Peppermint by Tanis Labelli of Tanis Fiber Arts. Again, I believe this is also a top-down. This is a great sweater. It's a wonderful hug on a cold day, she says. Let's go to full screen. And then I want to show you, okay, so she just used a regular yarn, and then she used this other yarn held with it that makes it look like tweed and gives it a tweedy look. On this one, she did stripes. Again, more options. Who doesn't like options, right? Okay, so she used Garn Studio Drops Air, but let's go to this Rico Designs Make It Tweed. Look at that. And that's what she used to make it look tweedy on that black. Isn't that wonderful? So great. And there's a lot of popular colorways. Ooh, 30 people have this bubblegum one stashed. Look at that. Oh, so cute, right? Okay. That is Pink Peppermint by Tanis from Tanis Fiber Art. Now, two cardigans. This first cardigan is Lily Kate France. Love her designs. Classic, beautiful, always spot on. She uses an Aran weight yarn on this and US size 7 and 8. But look at the cabling. This, she says, is reminiscent of DNA strips right here. We can look at those, right? They do look like the DNA strands. I love this. See, this one's a little bit more, the one on the right, I hope it's the right that you're looking at, the brown one, looks more cropped than the green one. So you can make it any way you want. I love this with the high waist jeans and the belt. That is so cute. Okay. That is Wild Cardigan by Lily Kate France. And then the last cardigan that we're going to go to is Brienne Moody's Happy Camp cardigan. She has brought this Happy Camp design into the cardigan realm. Again, she's using Spin Cycle as the main color and other colors as the color work. You can do whatever you want. You can do a main color. You could have the color work being Spin Cycle. You can do yarn painting. You could do whatever you want. I'd love this cardigan. But you know what I love that she did? You guys, look at the embroidered flowers that she put on this cardigan. Is that not adorable? Yeah. Look at all of that. I don't know what colorway she used on this, a very dark and moody one, but I really like it. So I do have plans to do the cardigan, and I do have some dark and moody colorways. But look at this one. So this one's more tonal. Here you go. 3 different colors. And she did something inside that pocket there. And you can make it with pockets or without. Doesn't matter. This lady, she made it with pockets and she did the ribbing. Love it. Here's some of the various ones. Oh, love that one. Yeah, it's such an impressive design. I can't tell you how much I love my Happy Camp sweater and how many compliments I get from knitters and non-knitters alike everywhere I go. I love this. Okay, let's stop here. That's it. We ran through it as fast as we could. You know, you can take a really long time doing this, and I didn't want to waste anyone's time. I'm just here to show you some inspiration. Hope you find something that you would like to put on your needles. I have just cast on Happy Camp sweater for the knit along that I'm doing, and I'm doing it a little bit different. I'm kind of changing things up. So keep tuning in. Next week, we will show you progress on that, and we'll have some color work so you can see what I'm doing with that. I'm not going to give the surprise away. So thanks so much for stopping by today and for watching. Put joy in every single stitch, and we will see you on the next go around. Goodbye for now.
Peace.